Okay, who am I and what am I doing massage? So, 2009, I fractured the very end, distal end of my tibia. I had fallen about 30 feet from a sort of a cliff. It was an interesting college-age person adventure that went wrong. You can imagine, but at the time I wasn't really certain where I was going. I've been a musician most of my life. I was studying art and found that just doing those things for the sheer enjoyment was something that I wanted to, leave out of my career path and do those things for fun, not for money necessarily. And at the time, I was going through the physical therapy for that experience, and it was actually my mother who said, you could do that, you'd be good at that. And the more that I got into the learning and the doing of the massage, it was a year-long program, and the more I learned about the insurance companies and things like that, it sort of pushed me away from wanting to pursue medical type things further, because I started to see just some cracks in the way that the people were thinking about healing. It's generally describing what's wrong and offering something that doesn't necessarily promise the potential for healing, especially not the word cure. That was rarely used, and it's sort of like a fairy tale, the cure for X. And that's not to say that the pharmaceutical industry has not had some success over the years, but that's why I like to stay in the wellness sort of area. And maybe it's just more suited to my personality. Maybe I don't like necessarily dealing with such harsh things all the time. And I found a good role in simply providing a relaxing experience, knowing the boundary of people come to me to relax, and then they go on their way, happier to spread that peace and comfort to the rest of the world, at least for a little while. Maybe even just the rest of their evening. But that's what got me into massage. Since then, I've decided to, in 2022, decided to pursue a career in aviation. And that's been a very long journey, and the weather depending, it takes a while. So I'm going to be here for a long time doing massage because I enjoy the grounded nature, pun intended, of working with people. And it's just something that I'd like to keep a part of my life because I feel fulfilled doing it, creating that positive experience for people. And besides that, I still play music, and I still do art occasionally. Recently gotten into poetry, and I'll always be an interesting person if you do like to talk during your massages. I'll always be an interesting person to share fun things that I like to talk about, or hear interesting things that you like to know, but always make sure that you tell me. Or any therapist you go see, that if you are just needing to relax that day into silence, to communicate that. Because I have noticed some people on the other end of the spectrum actually relieve their stress by talking to me. So it's kind of been an interesting journey hearing stories, especially people's ghost stories. I love those. So yeah, that's what got me into massage, and that's what's been keeping me doing it. And yeah, I don't know how to end this section, but there are some pictures down there. Thanks for listening, if you've listened. And if you're not on my website and you're on my YouTube channel, that's just a little bit about me. This stuff's on my website. There's pictures of me. I think I had a mustache. I was standing by a plane with my certificate. So more of that music will be coming soon. I've been recently playing with very old-fashioned synth, like techno or maybe like 80s music type instruments that are electronic. It's been very fun to do so. So, yeah, stay tuned for that.